Okay, so I think we'll make a start. So morning, Casper, Emma, Fran, Leo, Ollie, and Poppy. So we're just going to be building on our angles knowledge. So all the skills you've been using for the last couple of lessons, you're still going to be needing to use those tools. So angles in a straight line add up to 180, angles about a point add up to 360, angles in a triangle add up to 180, angles in a quadrilateral add up to 360, and and in addition to that, we're just going to add I'm just going to remind you of the two special triangles. Okay, so an equilateral triangle is the one that's on the slide at the moment, and it will tell you in the wording of the question that it's an equilateral triangle, but the diagram will also remind you too, because the diagram will have that little dash, or sometimes two dashes, on each of the three sides. Now that's telling you that all three sides are the same length, and also each of the three angles is the same size. Now, given that angles in a triangle add up to 180, if they're all going to be the same size, then that's got to be 180 divided by 3, which is 60 degrees. So in some of the questions you're going to be looking at today, just look out for the fact you've got an equilateral triangle built into the question, and then you know that each of those angles is 60 degrees. So that's the first key one. Secondly is the isosceles triangle. Okay, now this is where two lengths are the same, and those two lengths will have the dash on them, and then it's the two base angles, so 2 out of 3 of the angles are the same length. Now the way to work out which two angles it is, just extend the two lines that have got the dash on them and see where they join. So let me just go and do this in orange fluorescent pen now. So there's where my dash is. My two dashes. It's just there's a slight lag. I'll just wait for it to turn orange. There we go. So those two lines, if you extend those two lines, where they join, that is the angle which is not the same. So it's the other two angles. So for example, over the one over on the right hand side, because we've got the two dashes there, where they join down there, is where they join down there is not the angle that's the same, it's the other two angles. And if the question ever wanted you to put in words to describe that, to say why is that the case, why are those two angles the same, you just say the base angles of an isosceles triangle are equal. So I see a few more people have joined us. So hi Guy, hi Josh. So just to recap what you've missed, we're just going to be building on what we've done the last couple of lessons on angles, so all those facts will still be relevant, but we're just now adding on the fact we've got an equilateral triangle where all three sides or three angles are the same, they're all 60, and then also the isosceles triangle where two sides, two angles are the same. Okay, so I've just shown at the bottom the types of question where this can actually crop up. So if you look at the one at the bottom left here, please, because those two dashes were in which I've done in green were such, I could work out that the two angles at the bottom were 75, and because they were 75, I can then go and use the 75 one on the right to work out that x must be 105, because angles in a straight line add up to 180. Okay, and again, I've already, just to speed things up, I've already completed it. If you look at the one over on the right hand side, I could tell that the triangle on the left was an equilateral triangle, so I could go and fill in that each of those was 60. That then allowed me to work out that 120, just the other side of the bottom right hand corner 60, and then I could go on to work out what y was, because it was part of a quadrilateral. So it's more angles practice, but you're now just going to have to draw on all the facts from before plus these two special triangle sets of rules. Okay, so over to you guys. I can see that the worksheet's dropped because some of you have already looked at it. Yeah, I can see Casper's made a little start. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Just please do make sure you're asking for help if you get stuck. Some of you are excellent at doing that. Others, I just feel almost just sit there for the hour and sort of feel, well, if I've only got one or two done, so be it. I do want you to be more proactive for the last week and a half, well, a week of lockdown, just to try and get a bit. It doesn't matter if you don't finish the worksheet, but do make sure you're asking for help all the way through so you can get much of it done as you can in the time. Okay, I'll stop the recording now, and then I'll go and share my I'll go and share the questions.
So please may you help me with number 2?
Yeah, sure. Just let me just go and